I walked away and I just left it. I had to walk away, and I think it was like a couple of days, 3 or 4 days left until I could receive my first payout. And as much as I wanted to trade and just go that little bit more, I planned my trades, looked at my trades, executed the trades just on my trading view, and I would have eventually lost furthermore down. So I
Wow.
done the right decision to actually just hold out, get that money that I worked hard for.
And you sure did. And we congratulate you for walking away, for being
Yeah.
a bigger person. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another incredible episode of Fortune's Funding Payouts. My name is Sir Hans Felix, and I have the pleasure to be interviewing my brother here, Thomas, all the way out in the UK. You know what I'm saying? Man, I almost thought just for a second you look like Thor, bro. I don't know, man. Like, what's going on with that? What's going on with that?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a pleasure, bro. It's a pleasure. I'm sure this is not your first time, right?
First time, bro. First time.
Okay, it's your first time being interviewed by us, but definitely not your first payout, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, man. So tell us about yourself. It is a pleasure to have you in the studio. I'm in the Fortune's Funding studio. And just explain to us how you got here, man. Your Forex journey. We want to hear about it. It's your table. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. So, I started back with you guys not long ago. Not long ago. And yeah, I failed a couple of your challenges. Then I failed. I think I failed about
Yeah,
three or four. And
three or
then I
four.
eventually
Not bad, not bad.
got going. And then yeah, I got up to 10,000 with you guys. And then I had a payout. It's very quick. Do you know what I mean? What I like about you also is that you have no minimum days of trading, and with my forex funds, it's 5 days, and I don't. I like to kind of get in and out of there.
Okay,
So,
okay.
yeah, it's you. I just gone back into another funded with you, a 100K challenge. To see how that's gonna go.
Wow. So you already doubled down into another challenge account, another 100K. Man, you hurting
Yeah.
our pockets, brother. You hurting our pockets, man. You keep this going, you just might put Fortune's Funding out of business. Just kidding, man. But
Yeah.
so what has been making you a success with payouts, man? Is it the Thor hammer? Like I know you got to do something. Something's got to give, man. You got to spill us the secrets today. You're in the hot seat. Everybody's wondering how is it that you're able to make that type of profit?
Yeah, it's just patience. You've got to have that patience sitting on your hands for that right trade. I like to trade, swing trade off support and resistance, supply and demand on them 4 hour or daily levels. And it's just key to have that patience. And sometimes I struggle with it. It is hard to wait for that perfect trade, like sniper entries, and you never get it spot on. You never do, but you just got to keep on chipping away, really, and just keep on being patient and just having an edge over the market. Definitely, you've got to bring your plan to the table.
That's a fact. That's a fortunate fact, man. So, on average, how is your lot size calculation, your scaling in methods, your scaling out methods, just being able to play defense and offense until you get to that payout? Because this is where a lot of traders we're finding out are cutting themselves short because, yes, they know how to make the profit, but they don't know how to keep it. So, how are you able to figure that out?
What you mean is it mean risk management? Is that what you're trying to kind of explain there? Is that what you're trying to say? Is risk and
Absolutely.
managing my risk?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, it is. It is quite hard, especially when you've got emotion involved. So, like I said, I like to wait for that key level. I like to go for the entry, say if I'm risking, say, 25 pip stop loss, and say I place, say, 3 lot on it, and it comes further down. I will add further more profit. I will add more entry, sorry, to that trade. Um, but yeah, it is hard. I never get it right. Risk management is one of the hardest to kind of manage, to be honest, because you have your good days and bad days, don't you? And I find that's pretty hard.
Absolutely. So how do you bounce back when the days get hard?
I'm just got to walk away from that bad day, and then I'll just remember it's a new day tomorrow and go again.
Yes, sir. The walk away, man. Like a lot of people don't understand, man. Your walk away game in this sport, it's a slept on skill set. Because like growing up as athletes and just men and women as well, we are taught to be combative. We are taught to not walk away from our fights. If somebody hits you, you need to hit them back, you know? Or if life hits you, then you have to get up and throw the punches. So our whole entire life, it's like we're wired to not walk away. So then when you're standing in front of the charts and you took a loss and you hear that voice saying, so what are we gonna do? We're just gonna let that loss sink in.
Hardest thing you can ever do. It is.
It's
Took me
tough.
years to get. Yes, so it's yeah. You and that, as soon as you start that revenge trade and chasing that money, your emotion is gone. You made that right decision at the beginning, and then as soon as you start making them two or three more decisions after that one, you're not playing with your real emotion here. You're just chasing, and it's just going to keep on running.
That's the fact. It's true. And so, like, what was one of the scenarios during your funding account that you had to walk away? Like, walk us through a recent situation where, like, if you did not walk away, you probably would have like lost the whole entire account.
I went up to, I went up. I was live, and I went up to 13K profit on the profit side of it. And I went back down to 9,000. And then I didn't walk away. So that was a perfect example. I was up 13. I didn't I was at 13 and then I just kept on trading. I was over trading. I was greedy. I wanted that. I wanted to get to 15. And then when you get to 15, you want to go to 20. So it's just the greed. And I struggle. I think every man struggles with the greed. As men, when we're never satisfied with what we got, we always want that little bit more.
Absolutely.
So at that time, I was at 13 and I started taking that loss on that day. And then I went back down to 9, so walked away, went back the next day, and then I got it back up to 10,000. And then I walked away, and I just left it. I had to walk away, and I think it was like a couple of days, 3 or 4 days left until I could receive my first payout. And as much as I wanted to trade and just go that little bit more, I planned my trades, looked at my trades, executed the trades just on my trading view, and I would have eventually lost furthermore down. So I
Wow.
done the right decision to actually just hold out, get that money that I worked hard for.
And you sure did. And we congratulate you for walking away, for being
Yeah,
a bigger person and say,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
this is not my fight. I got my profits. I'm just going to keep the profits because it would make sense because I've worked hard for it. Powerful, brother. That's very powerful. So you basically walked away with $10,000 as a payout, right? Congratulations,
Yeah,
man.
thank you.
Yeah. And so how did you feel being that Fortune's Funding was a new company and you still decided to go with Fortune's Funding? Why is that?
Just because James got a great story. He's still young, isn't he? He's younger than me, and he's just determined. He just killed it. He has. He's strong. He's strong in the gym. And my mate passed him on to me because he started following Raul, and then somehow we started following Alex, and then he got kind of to like the James. And he's the best prop firm out there. He's always doing deals. He's at the moment he got 15% off, so
Yes, sir.
it's a lot. And the payouts are like 85 in this one. Some of them are 95. So 95 payout. Like no one's doing that today.
No
Like
one's doing that. No one's
he's
doing
up the bar. He has proper
Oh yeah. I like to think
next level.
every time James hits a new PR at the gym, he gets up and said, yeah, I'm gonna push the limits with Fortune's Funding. It's like,
It's
wow.
whatever you do outside the gym, or you that comes to your trading. So when he's punching hard or whatever in life, he's bringing it to the table for us to kind of go with him in that sense.
Absolutely. And that's the type of energy we like to bring because this is why we say fortune favors the bold. Because at the end of the day, it takes bold steps to wake up, step in the ring, and fight these markets. Being able to not be afraid of losses that you might not have been used to back in the day. But, one thing that's amazing about the prop firm route is it tests you to limits that you didn't even think you were supposed to be tested on, because a lot of us, we start out with demo accounts. And yes, we have the 100K demos, 200K, 50K, but the principle, the discipline, the risk management, I don't think most traders starting out was really applying that type of pressure to the risk management on demo. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%. There's no emotion. You could go to sleep and not worry at all whether your demo's running. You're going to maybe lose a couple of thousand or whatever it may be. If
Right.
that's live or it's on a funded, you're controlling your emotion and your thought and care about it is a whole level different.
Yeah. It's like, man, I better not lose that 5% that day, because if that
It's
happens,
gone, isn't it? You're
it's over.
gone.
It's over.
Yeah.
You got to start back. And of course, we got the right promotions, we got the 15%, but it's nothing like starting back over and over and over. It does something to you, but it does bring more repetition for the performances of the future. So you've said that you've blown a good 3 to 4 counts before you made it to your payout. So what is the pair that you usually trade? And were you initially, you said you were going for like 15K, but what experience did you have in the past that allows you to have the mindset of being satisfied enough to not blow the account?
Yeah, so I've been trading probably for about 3 or 4 years. Kind of like I took the first year or two to just get in where it was like following people's signals, and so it was quite a slow process with my trading speed. I started off with a live account, maybe £100, couple of £100, and then I've kind of worked it up. So I've taken £800 to 21,000, and I've had quite good runs with it.
Wait, wait,
But
wait.
then
You did what? Slow that back. Wait, what? You did what?
I
You
took
took
800
£100?
to 21,000 on a
Woo!
live. So yeah,
That's sick,
what I
bro.
struggle with is emotion and keeping that going. So I'll have like a good week, and then back then I would not be able to like take a step back. And now I'm starting to learn is that you have a good week, and if it's not a trading day, at one point I thought I'm a trader and I've got to trade every day, which that was far from wrong. Every day is not it's opportunities, but it's not how you should be trading.
That's true.
That's what I've just started cracking slowly.
Yeah, man. I think maturity outside of the charts reflects inside of the charts too. Uh,
Massively. And I didn't see that either until lately, also.
yeah, and I feel like it's because we put in so many hours in front of the charts that now we feeling like, hey, it's time to slow down. You've gotten that good setup. All right, walk away. These things, you don't earn that type of mentality until you've put in enough hours and experience and losses on the
Yeah, of
charts.
course. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
It's a
man.
long process, isn't it? It doesn't happen overnight. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears going into it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what I don't recall if you said what your
I
favorite
didn't
pair
fair.
is.
To be
Yeah,
honest, gold is probably my favorite to trade
interesting.
personally.
Did you trade gold
Um,
today? You caught that
I,
sell?
I'm in a trade. I'm looking to buy it now. I just placed a trade to buy. It's created a double bottom on the 4 hour at 1892.
1892. I hate to tell you,
Yeah,
man. I don't know if this thing is gonna be
it's
buying,
going
bro.
to hold. It's on the weekly. I don't know. It's just broken the daily. I'm lucky. I'm hoping it's going to go up. It's broken the weekly as well.
Well, how many pips you're trying to catch on this buy?
I'm looking at to go back up to retest the 1910 level. That's what I'm hoping
1910.
for.
I, I
Yeah.
don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. I'm putting you in the hot seat right now.
Yeah. It's a nice demand zone there as well. So I think it's got a bit of room to come back down, maybe 1988, and then return back up. That's what I'm looking at.
Okay, okay. Well,
We'll see. Time will tell.
fortune favors the bold. We'll see how that plays out, man. That plays out. So, was this your first payout with any prop firm?
Yeah, it was with Eddie Crofton. Yeah, like I said, I used to be live trading before. So yes, the first payout I've had.
Wow. And how did that feel, man? How did that feel?
Yeah, it felt good. It did feel good. It did. Yeah, I was proud of myself because you do the phase one and new, so you're going to make the 9K, and then phase two, you're going to make the 4.5K. So I was thinking if it's live from beginning, it's I mean you're looking at close to $30,000. So it's not easy to do. It's not easy to do.
Not at all. Not at all. But here you are, man. This was your first payout, but is one of many.
Of
And we are
course.
proud to actually have you under our wing to experience, traders who are getting payouts consistently and still being able to get paid out because I'm not sure if you've had many experiences outside of Fortune's funding, but your first payout could be your last payout with some prop firms, because when they realize that you do know what you're doing and they see you requesting like 10K sometimes. I've been there, man. I've been in situations where like once you make it past the 10K mark, these guys they will give you like some type of letter saying, "Hey, your payout was denied because of this, because of that." You know, like there are nightmares that traders have outside of Fortune's funding, which makes them kind of not believe that prop firms can really help them in their trading journey. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, well, I don't. What do you mean now? Sorry, the
How do you
other
feel
people.
about other prop firms not paying out for ridiculous reasons versus, Fortune's funding having accepted your to pay you out for your $10,000?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I actually got, what was it? I think I got, ended up with 7,000, so it was about £5,000. So yeah, good. But I usually use my forex funds normally, so I've never actually paid out. I've gone into profit, blown the account. But yeah, this is the first withdrawal that I have had, so I haven't had any issues with any other ones as of yet.
Lucky you, man. Lucky you. And it's good to be in an environment where you won't have these type of problems, because man, when I tell you it's crazy out there, there's literally been many, many, many prop firms who, soon as you request a payout that is above, let's say $5,000, they breach that account. They say, unfortunately, we cannot pay you for whatever reason. And
Mad.
this has been a problem in the industry, which makes a lot of traders very skeptical about prop firms. So this is why we decided to do these interview styles for people who do have that testimony of having been paid out,
Yeah,
because
proof of it. Yeah,
it does wonders. It shows proof. It brings trust. It shows what's possible at the end of the day. So you definitely are one of those testimonies that we cherish, because a 10K payout itself is such a phenomenal payout. It's a good start, because a lot of traders don't even have $10,000 to trade with.
of course. Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah,
Crazy, right? So
yeah,
now
yeah,
that
yeah.
you've gotten a payout, what are your plans? Do you keep on adding that to your personal account, or are you doing any business on the side, or?
No, so I just taking that out, just putting it to one side at the moment. I quite like cryptocurrency and stuff like that, so I'm planning to invest some of that into there. Just like I said, just taking another challenge out with forex fund, with fortune fund. Sorry. So yeah, I'm just going to try and build that one back up past that one, and just keep on taking it out, investing, yeah, and keeping on trading. Um, I got a live account, so yeah, it's all good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It's good to diversify your funds, man. Uh, I bet you looking real close at XRP.
I used to hold a lot of them. I used to hold like 110,000 of them, and I end up selling them. But Ravercoin, that's what I got my eye on at the moment. Ravercoin.
And to everybody who's watching right now, just know, hey, trade responsibly. Trading in the markets carries high risk. This is not financial advice.
No, definite.
Hey, past performances does not predict future results. Hey, but man, it's good to hear that type of thing, man. You sound like you've been into a different type of life before trading, but still managed to carry all the wisdom to incorporate that into trading, man. So it's a joy to actually interview you. What would you say is your biggest psychological strength, and what would you say is your biggest psychological weakness?
So that's quite a hard one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not supposed to be easy, man.
Yeah. So to my strength, yeah. So I don't go to stuff like this,
No
but yeah,
pressure, no pressure.
no pressure. Yeah. So my strength is pretty much if I execute a trade, I can hold that trade for a couple of days. So I would say my strength is believing in my ability, taking the trade, holding it 2 or 3, maybe 4 nights over. I like to swing trade, so I like to. So my strength, I would say, I believe having the ability to believe in my ability. Really, it's quite. And then my
Solid, solid.
so yeah, then obviously the second one is probably greed. That's quite a big issue with me. Greed and over
Mm,
trading. They're
mm.
the biggest issues I've had with trading over my time of trading, to be honest.
Wow, brother, that is definitely one of the biggest things about trading, man. Greed. Because sometimes I wonder if it's really greed. Sometimes I can say that it might be an over aggressiveness. Because
Yeah,
if it's really greed, then the market makers are the greediest.
100%.
You know? So do you find yourself being more aggressive than greedy?
I would say, yeah, you're right, because I'm not doing it for the money. I'm not doing it. Obviously, I'm doing it for the money, but at that moment in time, I'm not thinking I need this money or I'm going to do this for the money. Mine is more the psychological thinking. Right, I know that this is going to go from here to here to here to here to here. So I would like to not miss the trade or kind of get in, and then if it doesn't go my way, I kind of get a little bit angry. Yeah, so yeah, a little bit angry, and yeah, I would say more frustrated rather than the greed and thinking you're just playing with me now. You stop hunting me, or you just playing with the markets, and then it'll eventually go that way.
Right. It's true. So this is why I say, sometimes when the markets are not active during the weekends, obviously, I like to really take a psychological outlook on what played out, what didn't play out, how did I react? Because if we held a trade too long, I don't think it's greed, it's just an over anticipation. Because you really thought price was going to go all the way to that supply zone, but all they did was go above last week's highs. And gold really does do that. Sometimes, in this bearish trend that we see prices doing ever since July 26th, price broke and retested Monday, July 31st. You probably could have thought price was going to buy back to 1980, but it didn't, you know?
Felt in it.
And so imagine being in that gold buy and you're thinking that's what's going to happen. And then they don't, and they fail to swing higher, and then they start to plummet. So I think it's a over calculation. Sometimes it can be overconfidence. And as price starts to get closer and closer into those areas, I think this is the best time to close partials and break back even so it doesn't bother us what happens next. So I think we all as traders go through similar situations, but then the strength is how we reassess and reframe our mindset to be able to improve. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Mistakes, isn't it?
absolutely. And sometimes your weakness is a strength because some people don't know how to be aggressive at the right time.
Yeah, definitely. You're right there.
For sure. And so, like, for you to be trading gold, I love trading gold myself. And today, man, I'm kicking myself in the foot that I didn't catch, you
It
know,
sells.
the sells. Yeah. But, market is a market of abundance. And the fact that we're able to talk to you and see how your mindset is framed, it gives us a lot of insight for the traders who are watching this to be able to learn from you because you've not only gotten one payout, but you've gotten a few others as well. So
Yeah.
so would you say that like you have a system that you're confident in that can make you money every time with the prop system?
As long as I'm taking them couple of trades a week, two or three, four times a week, not a day. And yeah, I can't see why not. Waiting for them right opportunities, waiting for them bounces. I've taken a bit of gamble on gold, but it's come down. It's just broken past that daily level. I think it's some pullback on it, and I'm just hoping to catch that pullback. There's some news out this week as well, so
That is true.
we will see.
We will see, I guess. We will see. Well, man, Thomas, I definitely know that it's very, very early in the well, it's very late in the night.
Late in the UK, yeah.
Okay, so we don't want to hold you too long, but what would be a last statement that you would make? Because we know this is just one of many interviews, but what would you say to a trader watching this right now, or what would you say to your older version of yourself watching this
Yeah,
video?
just never give up and believe, and just and focus on you rather than watch what other people are doing. You've just got to find your own edge. You've just got to find what your trading abilities are rather than trying to, do you know what I mean, jump in a signal group or see what he's doing or whatever it may be. Just Don't change it. Because I've changed. I've tried to go from a swing trader to a day trader by watching other people and like saying, like, see these people with, I don't know, kind of better things, nice cars, etc. And I've tried to do that day trading, and it's not for me. So I've gone back to swing trading. So it took a bit of my edge away, and I kind of went through like a bit of a rough time trying to do that.
Absolutely. And so, once you find your edge, once you figure out how to be who you are on the charts, it's really no need to tweak too many things, because then you might lose yourself. So that
Correct,
makes a lot of
definitely.
sense. That makes a lot of sense. So currently right now you would say you an intraday slash swing trader?
Correct, yeah, yeah.
Interesting, interesting. And so besides gold, you don't trade nothing else but gold.
No, no, no. I like some pairs pound. I'll trade anything, to be honest. But I probably buy gold. Then I got pound JPY, probably like US dollar after that. But at the moment, I'm looking, starting to look at like odd card and USD JPY. Just whatever. At the moment, I'll go on market charts at these strong levels, daily, monthlies. Put a couple of alerts in it. Come in 15, 20 pips for my entry. I'll watch it. So I'm kind of gone back to my old way, expanding all over the pairs just to see. But if I find you've traded one pair, after 2 or 3 days of not taking a trade, you start getting impatient. I start getting impatient. I'll just start entering trades out of frustration. So yeah, I've kind of widened my net, and whatever I like, I'll kind of take.
That's good, man. I will say it's good to be able to cast your net, because if you keep your perspective low, then there might be a whole school of fish on the other side that
Exactly,
you
yeah.
never caught or never thought to catch, and you keep coming back home with an empty net. So, it's good to understand your strategy, being able to see the setup on different time frames, different instruments. So like that kind of gives you more of an opportunity to be profitable. So that's cool, man. That's cool. So let me ask you one last question. Let's say you are up 4% for the day and you lose 2%, but you still are within the range of getting a payout. What would be a decision that you make?
Um, what if my alert went off and I seen that good setup, and I would take that, I would take it, but I wouldn't go looking for a trade. I wouldn't think, right, I've lost 2%. I was up 4%. I was up 4,000 for the day. I've lost 2,000. I wouldn't go chasing it. I would look if an alert went off and my setup was coming into play. I would take the trade, but I wouldn't go looking for it. I wouldn't go chasing it, because I know every time you start chasing that, it kind of decreases every time you place that trade. So your emotion is gone, your decision making is gone after them two trades per day.
And this is the problem, because you remember how much money you had. Bothers you so much that sometimes you're trying to force it. And those are the psychological tweaks. When you're paying attention to an athlete, a basketball player that is just struggling in the fourth quarter, for them to actually break even and bring in those numbers for the night, if they let that emotion get to them to the point where they start to have a bad night, it might take them 2 to 3 days or 2 to 3 games to get back to their regular flow.
Yeah.
And so that's why, like, it's very important to just play your flow. And if things are not, if the market is not playing the way it's supposed to, then what do? We
I'll
play our
walk away.
game. We walk
Yeah.
away, right? We take five, right? These are great things that we have to do, because if not, guess what happens?
You would all know. Yeah.
Lose it all. And we don't get
Yeah.
to interview you like Thomas.
Nah.
So be like Thomas, guys. Be like Thomas and know when to walk away. Man, I don't want to take too much of your time,
No,
but
no,
if
you.
there's anything you'd like to say before we finish out entirely, this would be your time, my man.
I haven't got much to say, but yeah, I appreciate that. Obviously, the payout they had was amazing. I trust you guys, and great working with you. Thank you for interviewing me. And like I said, I'm doing that 100K challenge again. So yeah, I just
Oh,
followed you on Instagram. So yeah, let's go.
sounds
Definitely.
good. Sounds good, man. I'll just make sure Chris Hemsworth is not the one that's following me instead of Thomas. Got to make sure, man. Brother, it was good having you. Thank you for an amazing interview. And for everybody who's watching, just don't forget one thing. Fortune favors the bold. Let's go. Thank you so much once again, man. See you
Cheers,
next
brother.
time, man. I'll see you maybe in the UK one day. And then we could all trade
Definitely.
live in a London session. That'd be so dope.
Class.